Hello and welcome to my first match of Season 77 of the Dominion League, playing in B1 against Grimmbros. So I just played in Tier Champs. We've got a Shaman board. Okay. With Overlord as Recruiter. That's pretty nice. What do we want to open with that? It could just be Overlord, I guess. It could be Shaman Overlord. I guess it could be Skulk Overlord. We've got Draw from Smithy. We've got Highway. Plus buy is Skulk and Sacred Grove, which isn't the best, but it does exist. Guildhall is kind of cool because you're going to gain crap from the trash. I don't really like getting the early Skulk. I think it's probably just Shaman Overlord, and we just cry a little bit about the fact that we don't have a 2-5 or 3-4, but and then we cry about the fact that they have a 2-5 and that we drew 2 estates in neither of our actions this turn. That's all. Oh my god. Oh, this is not great. Okay, they don't trash a card, so it's a little bit better. So there, right now, there is Overlord as Highway. I don't know if we can expect that to stay the case throughout the game. Not that second Overlord won't be useful anyway, but just something to keep in mind. I think another Overlord, that's gotta be correct. Oh! Oh! Oh my god. Okay. Do we just double recruit here? Probably. I mean, we do trigger a shuffle, which is unfortunate, but we get to trash more cards and see more cards and such. I think that's got to be better than the alternatives. There's a possibility that we should be trashing a state here, but I'm gonna go with... Okay. Not punished. Do we take yet another Overlord? Probably. Probably. Yeah, I mean, this was unfortunately pretty likely, but I think it was still worth doing. Just really would have been nice to see any of our action cards on turn 3 or turn 5. That's the main thing. Yeah, turn 7 here, we're also not seeing it. That part isn't surprising given what else happened, but... Is it correct to take an estate here? It might be. It might be... I'm gonna say yes. All right, we have 2 estates now. I don't think we take a third. Two cards on top. Do we take another Overlord? I mean, at some point, we're going to draw enough. I think the answer is yes. I think it's just good. We can start doing Overlord as Smithy. That makes sense. It will make... Well... Yeah. Sacred Grove, certainly. I guess there's also Bandit Camp to consider if we need to add some payload. If we don't need the plus buy. Start with Bandit Camp, then we still need to draw 5 cards. That could be Recruiter, Highway or something. Do we take an estate? Think not. Oh no, wait, 6 cards. Okay, so that would be, that could just be triple Recruiter. In which case, we should take an estate. All right. We're down to 2 coppers. We're pretty thin. We take another Overlord. That's a lot of debt to pay off. We'd have 7 debt. But it does, I mean, it does pay for itself reasonably quickly. Oh... Would play some bandit camps, maybe a sacred grove. Maybe some highways. It's not like we have highway right, like, I think it's worth it. I do think so. Okay, so do we take an estate this turn? I'm gonna play at least 1 bandit camp. We're gonna... We're gonna want to trash at least 2 cards, right? Because we want to be progressing towards full cleanliness. So I think the answer is yes. We take an estate. We plan to play at least 1 recruiter. And then At least one bandit camp. Maybe 2. Maybe 3? If I ever hit 5, I think my first 5 is going to be Guildhall, just because we're going to be gaining coppers from the trash. And spoils from Bandit Camp, now that I think about it. I wasn't even thinking about that angle, but yeah, I think we should be able to hit 5 this turn, despite being in 7 debt. Okay, we got 4 cards left. 5 total overlords. We play 1 as Smithy, 1 as recruiter. That leaves 2 overlords. 1 more as a bandit camp. That's 6 coins, 7 coins. 8, 9. So 1 more bandit camp. Six, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have to not trash copper. That's fine. All right, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, okay. Oh god, that's so slow. Why is that so slow? I got some work to do there. I think at this point we've got plenty of villagers. There's no reason to take estate out of the trash now. We'll just take copper. The offers. We overdrew by 1 last turn. So what does that mean? Does that mean that we could have just played 1 more bandit camp? No, that doesn't. That can't possibly be. No. But what does it mean for this turn? I mean, we could be playing some highways. We're going to want plus buy, which means Sacred Grove or Skulk. Probably Sacred Grove. Bandit Camp does give us a lot more payload than Highway, unless we have a significant amount of buys. So that's 4 cards. Like I said, we were going to want buys anyway. So we just play Sacred Grove now. Or do we play Smithy first? Is there anything that... What would we... I think I'll play Sacred Grove. Okay. Yes. Let's do that. We could just go double recruiter and trash 2 copper, but no, we don't need to do that. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Maybe we just play this Overlord as we want Bandit Camp or Highway. Maybe we don't really need Highway. Especially if we want to get the last Overlord, which we might well. We could play another Bandit Camp. That does mean we have a spoils in the deck, but that's probably fine. So now what? What do we want to actually put in the deck? Smithy is cheap. I think the answer is Smithy. That lets us save our coffers. So I guess we might as well kick off with at least one Bandit Camp, because we're probably going to want to play at least one Bandit Camp. But what we really want to do is play more plus buy at this point. We have 6 Overlords. We should probably play at least one of them as Smithy. So we could just kick off with Smithy. I mean, that's fine. We get 2 Smithy plays. That draws the deck. We play a couple Bandit Camps, which are... I guess we might as well play the Bandit Camp first if we're planning to play at least one. Oh, the Shaman's in the trash. I mean, I think well... The advantage of taking the shaman is that I can... Why would you buy Reap? The advantage of taking the shaman is that I can get a... Like, I don't need to play Recruiter to finish cleaning up my coppers. I think that's worth a coffer. Okay. Yeah, let's play one Bandit Camp. And then one Smithy. We have 4 cards to draw there. I'm not quite doing that. We play one Overlord as Highway, and then we're drawing everything. Seems reasonable. We could get Winds Cursed, I guess, but... Yeah. Yep. I should have played that first. Well, alright, we'll play another Sacred Grove. And just play a Smithy, I guess. We just buy triple Smithy. We do want a variety of cards for Fairgrounds purposes. So maybe not. Get one actual Highway, one actual Bandit Camp, and one actual Sacred Grove. Sure. So now we have no copper. We could recruit a shaman if we want it out of our deck. Maybe not the highest priority thing, but it's an option. Okay. Sure. All of this is potentially leading to me having more payload this turn. I won't complain. We haven't seen Earth's Gift yet, so ideally we draw first. I think that's fine. Play one more Bandit Camp. We have a Smithy down there. Play one more Bandit Camp. Guess so. There it is. Right. What do we want from this? Maybe another highway? We could also take a skulk. It's not a bad time for it. Yeah, I think I'll do that, actually. Alright. Smithy. I forgot about the wisp. Bandit camp. The golden skulk down there. I want more buy. Well, we're gonna get a buy from the skulk. Do we want to recruit this shaman? I kind of do. In which case, we do that. We do. Recruit the shaman. Sacred Grove, or do we have enough money that we just play Skulk? I think we probably do. What are the remaining boons? I don't want the silver. And I know that's in there. Sky's Gift is useless. Flame's Gift is useless. Yeah, let's play Skulk. Ooh, diluted. And miserable. Okay, so we could take some fairgrounds. What do we got right now? Bandit Camp, Highway, Overlord Smithy, Sacred Grove, Shaman, Wisp, Skulk, Gold. Fairgrounds would be worth 4 VP. We could also just take some more draw and try to mega turn it next turn. We got a lot of coffers. We could get more buys with Overlord. We just have to be careful that our opponent doesn't like take all the smithies. But I guess if we have smithies, it's fine. So we just take a bunch of smithies. Think so? Maybe like one more bandit camp. I probably underbuilt this. Like, I probably could have set up for a bigger turn just this past turn with more buys. I probably didn't need to, like, recruit my shaman. They're looking at, like, a maximum of 3 buys unless they hit Forest Gift, so... Is Forest Gift still in there? I guess that's the... I think it is. That's the one that would have been good to get. Wait, they can't take all the smithies. They're diluted. I forgot. They could hit me with an XD Hex, though. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Envious would not matter at all. Plague wouldn't matter. Bad Omens wouldn't matter. Greed would be pretty okay. So there's a bunch of stuff that wouldn't really matter. But there's a bunch of stuff that would, probably. The discard attacks. Locusts, maybe. No, I don't want a silver. Okay, so now that they've gotten through those, we should be getting Forest Gift. Unless I'm crazy and it already happened. I don't think it did. Okay, I think we can do... Can we do 6 provinces? I don't know. Maybe not 6 provinces. Well, maybe. We have 1 Sacred Grove and 1 Skull, because we have 3 buys. We would need to play 3 Overlords for buys. We could play the other 3 Bandit Camper Highway, get a bunch of payload towards... Probably Bandit Camp is doing more. Well, if we're buying 6 provinces, Highway is surely doing more. Oh wait, we only need to play 2. We're going to get Forest Gift, presumably. Maybe it's not guaranteed. No, I think it is. So presumably, we'll need to play 2 Sacred or Overlords of Sacred Grove. Yeah, I think we got this. Oh, also we only need 5 provinces, so that makes it easier. Might as well just burn our villagers. Forest Gift confirmed. All right. Overlord. As... Maybe we do go Bandit Camp just because of the actions. Sacred Grove. No thanks. 4 buys, 5 buys. We only need 5 buys. So now we actually didn't need the actions. Okay, well, whatever. Highway. 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 Yeah, that was... We had that by a lot. We were like way overshot on our payload. Yeah, like I said, I probably underplayed some of my earlier turns. I probably should have been able to get to that point faster. Okay. We've got Patient Pickaxe? That's not plus actions. First Mate Courier is the plus actions. There's also Sculptor, and then you trash the silvers into loots. It's pretty awkward, but okay. We probably want to open Courier. Could be Courier Monkey. It could be Courier Camel Train. We can advance whatever. Oh, they get to open Pickaxe. I think... I think I'll take the monkey. I don't think Camel Train is that good here anyway. I guess I should take another monkey here and plan to courier into it as opposed to taking another courier. Well, is that true? So we're going to draw 6 cards next turn, but potentially 3 of those are going to be estates. We do want to hit 5. Yeah, maybe we do need to take another courier. Also, is that going to trigger a shuffle? I guess what we could do instead... Yeah, the first courier play is going to flip... Assuming we see the courier at all. If we don't, then we're just sad. But if we see the courier, then the first play is going to flip the first card. If we play another courier, it'll flip another card. It'll trigger a shuffle. That's bad. So I think... take like a cut purse or something. That'll let us hit 5. Well, not necessarily. Yes, necessarily, if we see the courier. We plan to pickaxe it or advance it or something. Could also be a messenger, but then we have to messenger stuff. I don't know how I feel about that. I think I'd rather just get the cut purse. I wasn't thinking about the fact that they're going to get oh, we're going to trigger shuffle anyway. God damn it. Ugh, poor planning on my part. I should have taken courier because, yeah. Oh, well. I mean, it's fine. It's an advanced target. It doesn't really matter. Or we can just pickaxe the cut purse as well. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I do not have any interest in Acolyte. I mean, I guess like gold, you know, trashing. Oh, okay. Well, they're not. I don't know what's going on up there. Well, we could play the cut purse and buy another pickaxe. It does attack. If we pickaxe the cut purse, we get a loot. That seems mostly better. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Okay. I do want a sculptor, but I think it's more important to get a pickaxe. While we can. I wonder if we even want a third pickaxe here. I mean, if I get the opportunity to play the monkey, I might just do that. Maybe? I don't know. Trashing estates is pretty good. Yeah, probably that. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to trash estate. Hopefully we just don't see the monkey. We can play it next turn. Oh, it is tempting to play the sword. But no, we gotta trash estate. And do we take a sculptor now? I think so. I wouldn't mind having a third pickaxe, but... Wow, that's quite a sequence. Sorceress could be annoying. I'm not gonna... I want to play my monkey and get another monkey. I don't want to advance it. With Sibyl, that might be another matter. Apparently they don't think Sorceress is a high priority either. Okay. So we could pick up something to advance. Makes sense. Which I guess might as well be Camel Train in case we want the gold in exile. Yeah, I'll take a Camel Train. I think we advance to a first mate. And buy... Maybe we do buy a Sorceress? I mean, it's non-terminal. The other thing we could do is get another pickaxe. But I think I'll take the Sorceress. If I'd had a pickaxe in hand that turn, I would have just sculpted the silver, but I didn't. Or if I'd had my Courier in hand, I could have sculpted the silver and then played Courier to play pickaxe. Not sure if I would have, but... Don't have Courier in the rest of the deck. I think I'm just going to take another Sorceress. If we had another Courier down here, I think I would have taken a first mate. We have 2 copper down here. We have another monkey. We have a pickaxe. An estate. And a sculptor. Alright, so we guess. Straightforward enough. Hammer is a good one. I guess we could advance the monkey. We should probably do that. Okay, so how do we do this? First mate the sculptor, I guess. And yeah, I guess we're playing the Courier. There's a chance that we end up with endless challenge. Well, we can still get the Sibyl though. Or should we just trash the monkey, given that we can't play it anyway? Maybe so. Well, we top deck the Sibyl. That's good. There's one sorceress left. Okay, that's what I thought. We have one. We have two, both of which are going to activate this turn. They've really gotten a lot of the couriers. I meant to, and it just hasn't worked out that way. Should I have top decked this? Nah. Got the courier. I'd like to pickaxe the curse, I guess. It is annoying that we didn't see like sculptor, courier, or anything though. I think we top deck copper, like, okay. One, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So what are we going to do here? We're going to, like, first make Courier, maybe, top deck. So we definitely don't need all this money. Okay. We should top deck the estate, actually, I think. Alright, this is going to get wonky now. Fortunately, they emptied the Couriers. I was hoping to Courier into Sculptor, which would sculpt Courier. But alas. I think they have 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they have 7 Couriers and I have 2. Obnoxious. Hammer is a little bit of blame for that, but not that much. Just I hit 3 a little bit too much early, I guess. I don't know. The question is going to be, do we just use the Couriers to play Sibyl? I think the answer to that has to be yes. We top deck the first mate. Does that make sense? No. This is complicated. Should just do upper for estate. Play Sibyl again. So we could first mates. Do we want to try to draw further this turn, I guess is the question. We know we have an estate on top, so we're not gonna go very far. We could go like we could first mate sculptor gaining monkey and then play the monkey. I mean, I guess or we could play the sculptor and then first mate the monkey. Let's just do this. All right, do we want to pickaxe the silver or the curse? I think 9. I think to 10 isn't going to be very good. I think I'm going to pickaxe the curse and take a province. I guess as it turns out, we could have bottom decked the copper instead of the estate, because we didn't. Like, we didn't need the copper. Oh, well. We have estate on the bottom. We played. We did have a copper last turn, but we have 4. We have 2 coppers down here. Estate Sibyl, I think. Guess I want to pickaxe this estate. I wonder if it's worth first mating the first mate just to reduce hand size here. Hmm. We had so many of our coppers last turn. But 1 on the bottom, that's it. So if we courier into sorceress, what are we aiming? We have 2 Sibyls, province. We have a pickaxe. We have a sculptor. We have a silver. I guess we're naming Sibyl. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do this. I mean, we could go ahead and Sibyl to set up the sorceress. That seems fine. Top deck. Oh. I guess it doesn't matter. It's gonna. Well, no, it does matter. It's gonna end up in the discard. Top deck to silver. Bottom deck to the sword. Now we don't have any Sibyls in there. We have a pickaxe. And the other thing we could do is like play the monkey or something. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. We just go copper top, province bottom. Probably 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Okay. You can get 2 provinces, so can't complain too much. Do they not realize I'm going to play another? I guess maybe for their deck this is good to do regardless. Oh, I guess that's right. The guard dog, they have to that. We do have the monkey in play. We've got 3 provinces down here, so we can name curse, or not curse, province. We can give out curses by naming province. If we don't get too many cards drawn for us. If we do get a bunch of cards drawn for us, maybe we have a turn. Probably not. Oh, there's an insignia. How about that? That was 3 provinces. I guess it's just 2. And the question is going to be, if we don't trigger a shuffle, do we... Well, okay, we're triggering a shuffle. And we're not getting any guesses with the sorceress. Well, not of the provinces, anyway. To think about that all over again. Copper becomes the most likely guess, assuming we don't see whatever else. I was going to say the question is, do we take a duchy or do we try to use insignia to top deck something useful? But I guess if we assume that, I don't know, we draw like another province off the top or something, or we just don't have a turn. I think the answer is probably duchy. They're going to have a really hard time winning in the face of that. And I'll have triggered a shuffle, which means the duchy won't be in the shuffle. I don't think my win condition needs to be to get all the remaining provinces or anything like that. Oh, there's another card, and there's another card, and there's another card. Okay. We should... Oh, okay. I was going to say, we don't want to just top deck province there, because we... Well... Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Getting the cursing off was not the most important thing compared to having a better turn with Courier, blah, blah, blah. But anyway. We got a new board. Livery stuff with collection. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay. We gotta get thin. Cemetery and count are the ways to do that. That's awkward, but we done. Probably we're gonna need a silver. Possibly... So, like, there's farmhand stuff we can do. I'm wondering about Skulk. We could just go double silver. The Skulk itself is not, like, good, but the gold makes it more likely that we can get off a good cemetery trash. Or alternatively, we, like, you know, use that to get to count, and then like farmhands count to get a bigger trash and stuff like that. There's things to be done. I think Skulk is correct. Is it correct to cemetery to trash net 1 estate? Like, it could be. Might also be better to just take, like, a chariot race. I think I'm going to do that. Alright, let's get the count. That definitely just helped them. That definitely just helped them. Do we get... I think we get collection now, because we do not have terminal space for count and livery, and we want to be trashing. With the count... Well, we could take a livery now. We could also just take another collection. Oh. I think I'm gonna take another collection. Alright, this is top deck silver, I guess. I could see the argument for gain copper there, but now here we could consider the farmhands line. The downside is that we aren't seeing we haven't seen either of our collections or the chariot race or the gold. So probably would still top deck silver. But we know we have Haunted Mirror on top. That does change things a little bit. Not much. They did do the farmhands count thing. When did they set that up? I guess they saw stuff Yeah, earlier than I did. I think I'm just gonna top deck trash. It's not ideal, but it'll probably do. We've trashed a net of 6 cards. We get maybe 1 cemetery trash in, and we should be in reasonable shape. Maybe it'll be another opportunity for account trash. Envious. That could definitely matter. They've taken 4 farmhands. We could farmhands the gold, and then Envious wouldn't matter so much. Or we could... Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna combine it with the collections next turn. It's definitely time for livery. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not as impressive as all that, really. I mean, what we could do is not play the Skulk and get a Cemetery. We could also get... Well, I want to get a livery into my deck. I'm gonna go livery, chariot race. Definitely thinner than I am. This could be a turn for farmhands in count, except again, like ideally we would do that when we have the collections. We could top deck gold and trash. It's not like we really want the silver. Yeah. Livery. Ah. No! Well, The farmhand's effect here doesn't really do anything. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I'll do it anyway. I don't know, whatever. Like, obviously we can use the farmhands in the deck. I just wanted to have multiple liveries, not be stuck on one, which is all I'm going to be able to afford now. Why didn't I could have... Couldn't I just draw into that livery? Yeah, I just... Not a very terribly cooperative shuffle. Or cooperative shuffles in general, really. think Chariot Race might actually be a below average card in our deck at this point, especially when we're looking at Copper Estate already in hand. So I think we might start with the farmhands here. Oh, damn it. We could take a cemetery here and get a ghost. I think I'm down for that. Alright, knowing that we have a Chariot Race on top, do we want to play the farmhands, or do we want to play the livery and buy 2 farmhands and set these aside? The thing is, I would like to get another livery. I think I will play the farmhands. And I'd like to get another collection. Be able to, but... yeah, that wasn't really what I wanted to see. Only got 7. Sorry, 9. I think getting another livery is more important. We could take another Skulk. We don't really have the actions for it. I think we just take a farmhands even though it doesn't get to do anything. Well, they're diluted. I didn't even catch that when it happened. It's pretty huge. In theory, we could top deck a card with count. I think I'll at least play this first. Yeah, okay. We can top deck the cemetery and skip it. All right. Do we just go livery collection? I think so. I really want Skulk as the target there. It does take Skulk out of the deck. It's something, but... Alright, hopefully now we're gonna draw a deck. Hopefully we've gotten enough horses. Chariot Race on top, so we'll play the horse first, I guess. I mean, there's a lot of 3 costs in our deck with the horses, but still. Guess I'm just going to discard the chariot races. I don't really care about them. I mean, you could argue for discarding the gold, but I want to have enough money to buy stuff. Crashed the farmhands and then did nothing. Okay. So much for drawing. I guess we'll farmhands livery. And get another farmhands. That was terrible. I think we do have a good number of horses in our deck, I think. Should have had. I don't know. I don't know. Previous turn, we gained... Oh, I guess we only got one livery into play the previous turn. Yeah, that's the problem. And then we... Because we hit Skulk with the Ghost, we didn't get, like, any draw or anything out of that, other than just getting the Skulk out of the way. Annoying. Fortunately, they did not get multiple liveries into play either. Unfortunately, it's not obvious that I'm going to get much of anything going this turn. I do have another collection down here. Should have at least one more horse. I don't think there's any way I have the gains to, like, pile out, even if they continue to lower. 5 buys at most, 3 collections and a Skulk. I think we gotta trigger the shuffle. Frig, man. Frig, man. Alright, so the question is... And we still only got one livery into play. Oh, no, wait. No, we got 2. Okay. The question is, do we top deck a cemetery, or do we discard the Skulk? Or do we gain a copper? That could be correct at this point. We're gonna have 15 coins. You could just buy a bunch of Skulks and a chariot race. That comes with a bunch of horses. We have 4 or 5 buys. We don't need that many buys. But the Hex could be relevant too. Yeah. I guess we could consider gaining a duchy instead, but the duchy isn't worth any more than... The duchy comes with a horse. Yeah, no, I think this plan is better. This is definitely not over, because, like, they didn't... They now have more collections than I do. They can do something similar and they get to all their collections. Like, I'm gonna have a bad time. It looks like they're doing that. Yeah, this is frustrating. Like I should have been able to draw, but I just never lined up all these liveries like they did. 7 buys. Oh no. That might... Yeah, because they have the jewels too. Can they win? They have 4 collections. They can't win on Skulk, which helps because it means they get fewer horses, which means they get fewer points. If they empty Livery Chariot Race, that's still a lot of points. 6, 12 times 4, it's 48. That's like 1 point short? That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Right? Yeah, that's 74 points. And then they don't have the money. Now that they bought the Skulk. They got like 1 million points from it. But... Ugh. They're trying to play around my ability to pile out. I don't think they totally can, because I now have all these spies from the Skulks, but like... Yeah, I mean... Obviously, I only have so many actions. I can get to the ghost. Oh wait, the chariot races don't come with horses anyway. So that the point, my point estimate was higher than it should have been. It would only be... Wait, so do they have a win? Oh. No, it was I feel robbed. I mean, I don't know that I necessarily like should have won, but I definitely feel like I like was robbed of deck control. I just like I should have been able to achieve deck control, and I just never got there, and I kind of feel like that was bullshit. Okay. So... Probably open with Church. Could be Church Bury the Church. Church Bury Church, and then another church. Church Bury Church and Monkey. There are legit 2 costs to gain, so... It's fine if we draw into both churches. Yeah, I think getting a second church is the way to go. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so the question is, do we want to just church everything minus a copper, or do we want to buy it a 2 cost? I think... We did only see one estate this turn. So we might only be looking at like 3 coins next turn. Maybe that's fine anyway. I think I will take a tracker. And maybe now a jeweled egg. Boo. Ooh. Okay. So we could get it like a junk dealer. We could get a modify. A capital city. At the church next turn. We can bury whatever card get. The church should clean us up reasonably well. There's modify. It's not amazing until we get gold in the deck. So maybe Capital City is the play. Oh, right, we can just top deck it. But do we want to? I mean, I guess we can always church it then. So we might as well. Yeah. Ah. Do we cycle? I guess so. I would like to get monkeys of my own. I think I will do that. Take a monkey. Sure, we'll top deck that. That is a little annoying. Do we I think we trash the estate right now. Well, do you want to get another monkey? Which means not churching very many cards. The advantage of churching or trashing the estate right now is that we don't draw our opponent a card, but maybe that's the inevitable thing that's going to happen regardless of when we do it. They've got enough deck control. Ooh. Yeah, obviously they weren't guaranteed to see monkey this turn, but it was pretty likely. I think we're going to want to get a modify next. And then maybe a horde. And just like start aiming to mill provinces. Essentially. I suspect we're going to get beaten to the punch on that, but we'll see. Guardian. Oh yeah, that does. That does block that. That their sword. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and take the modify now. The one thing about that. So we did just thin down, and we set more cards aside, so we should be drawing next turn. One thing about taking modify now. Well, we could modify next turn. We could modify into jeweled egg, except we don't really have the actions to do that. We kind of want another capital city. We could also just not play the tracker next turn. That'd probably be fine. Yeah, alright. I don't think I want to top deck the modify. So can we get a horde this turn? While also getting a jeweled egg. Maybe. We should be able to make some extra money off the capital city. Well, I guess they haven't gained as many cards as I was expecting. Right, so far they've gained 0. Oh, but okay, there we go. Okay, so we do want to keep trashing, so do this. Do this. No, wait. I see the problem. We want to trash the tracker. I want to, I wouldn't say. I don't think it's correct to do this. And then we didn't get to the jeweled egg, but that's fine. We have the money that we need. For what we want to do. We're gonna want more capital city, I think. And more monkey, maybe. While we're doing this other stuff. We can't, well, nah, we can't really modify Jeweled Egg into Monkey and play it. We could still do the modify into Monkey, just to add the Monkey for next turn, though. Okay, so Do that. Do that. We do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or so we could go 7. We could get like if we just want a gold, we could get like Capital City Estate. Like that. 6, 7. The downside of this is that by not playing Tracker, we're not top decking Capital City, which would be very useful to be doing. We do now have this estate that we can turn into another monkey. It's not urgent that we do so this turn. So maybe we cantrip the modified this turn and aim to gain the monkey next turn. Well, we could also be modifying gold to province, of course. Already. But it's pretty important that we get the 2 monkeys in play, so... it's going to be the priority. We see 0 of 2 capital cities so far. We're presumably going to draw at least 2 more cards. Okay, there's one. So I guess we can go ahead and do that. That. Modify state to monkey. And then church, monkey, tracker, copper, presumably. And wonder about getting another capital city, another modify. And then could add an estate on top of that, or we could bury. 2 monkeys for draw. If they decide to just like sandbag for the turn, am I in trouble if I don't? Stuff played, I don't know. I think I'm not going to play around that. And we found a capital city anyway. We have 2 modifies. How many provinces could we get if we wanted to this turn? Trash the Horde and the gold and buy the Horde and gold and maybe buy another province or 2. Alright, jewels on the bottom first. Trash the copper. So, capital city. So the question is, do we build for another turn or do we start taking provinces? They have 2 modifies. I kind of think we build for one more turn. Maybe we take like a province. Like modify into... It could be into Jeweled Egg if we don't think we need more monkeys. I mean, in order for them to do anything, they're going to have to draw us cards. So I guess we don't probably need more monkeys. And that way we can take the tracker. Discard. Pouch tracker. Will-o-wisp. Modify. Jeweled Egg. To... I guess, actually, we should just cantrip this. Alright, what are we churching? The pouch is an obvious candidate. 3, 4, or sorry. 6, 9, 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, is that right? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Okay, so we take... We could also windfall here. Just set aside pouch double gold, and then we're at 15, which would be good for windfall double capital city. Is there any risk that we lose? There probably is. So what if we do windfall province? That's 13. Windfall province. The jewels is like. Well, never mind. We could just set aside 2, and then we have 18. That's enough for windfall capital city province. Or windfall modify province. That's probably better. That's 17. I can't math. The heck? Shit. Set aside the horde, I guess. We don't need a gold on top of the windfall, probably. Windfall. Oh, God. Modify. I'll top that. Province. They still could, like, try to play around my monkey draw. But not in a way where they make progress on scoring, really. I mean, a little bit. Right? They could be like, oh, I'm going to take 1 province and otherwise nothing. Something along those lines. Well, they're not doing that. Whatever else they're doing. I mean, I guess they still could like, take less stuff. Okay. This is like a weird in-between because, I don't know, maybe they've mathed it out and I can't get 6 provinces. I haven't mathed it out, I'll tell you that. I wouldn't be surprised if I could, but not like I checked. This does not matter. Okay, so we have very little that the Wisp can draw at this point. Province into province looks great. Monkey and Church are the cards we definitely do not need. Oh, nope. That's all of our modifies. We have more provinces down there. Well, we do have the tracker in the pouch, I guess. Ow. No, we don't have more provinces. What am I talking about? Okay, so still modify province to province. Modify. Yeah, you know what? I think I changed my mind. I don't think I can get 6 provinces. I can get a lot of provinces. My last card is the tracker. That's whatever. Yeah, what I should have done is modified province to province and then played capital city. I didn't think about that, but I should have done that. Would have given me a chance to. Okay, but 1, 2, 3 provinces, and then we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 18. So that's 5 provinces. I think that's... We could get to 20. I mean... I might as well discard the church and the pouch. That's only 3 buys. Actually, yeah, never mind. All right. Modify province to province. Modify... Oh, we should do horde to province. Modify... Gold to province. We had... Oh, we did have the win. Okay. We did need to discard Church Monkey. Okay. Then we modify province to province. We modify horde to province. We modify gold to province. We can play this. Boom. Ow! Oy. Okay. Said I wouldn't be surprised. But then I was surprised anyway. And I ran out of time. First time that's happened in League. The timer setting has changed, but I don't know if that is relevant. I mean, or that was just really thinky. Okay. Trashing is maroon. We've got... We have the owl. We've got plus actions. The question is, do we want to open with a vassal or not? I think that's probably fine. It has some upside. Vassal maroon versus like silver maroon. It also has some downside, obviously. But in the long run, I'm not going to want silver in this deck, I don't think. There's some potentially cool stuff you can do with Vassal and Way of the Owl. Poacher could also actually be pretty good in that context. Okay, we have 5. It could just be Workers' Village, though. We're gonna need that. I think so. I, of course, wouldn't mind getting to crop rotation. But, okay, so do we take another Workers' Village or do we take another Maroon? I think I want another Workers' Village first. Alright, do we owl this? Probably. Now we could get crop rotation. We do have an estate on top. Yeah, I think it's still worth. Well, with this hand, it's certainly looking that way. There's a 40% chance that we hit a Workers' Village. I think it's worth it. Oh, okay, fine. I'm wondering about getting a kiln already. It's a little greedy, but I'm gonna try it. Ooh, this is nice. Alright. Need more Workers' Villages, and I guess we'll take another Vassal. Next turn is probably going to be bad. But no, it's not. But no. I mean, it could still be bad, but it's not going to be as bad as I thought. Let's put it that way. Do we trash the estate? Yeah. It's not like it's going to be on top of our deck every time, even though it behaved like it would. Do we... I think we owl this. Well... No, I think we kiln the Vassal. I guess I could have just drawn that copper. Well, no, I would have gotten less money that way. Alright, I want all the Workers' Villages, and then I guess I'll take another Vassal. I could use another Maroon still, but... I think I'm gonna do this. Nice. Nice. Don't want to play that, do I? I only discarded 1 copper. I guess I do. Oh, no, I was wrong. Where'd that other copper come from? Oh no, that's a Vassal. Right. It's fine. Do I just take 2 more Vassals? I guess so. Like, at this point, I feel like my path to victory involves just pressing the advantage I already have. I mean, it's not the only path to victory, maybe, but I have an advantage. Somehow my opponent has 2 estates and no crop rotation. I have to assume that their shuffles have been garbage compared to mine. I've had very good draws overall. Like, maybe not like every single turn, but I've certainly been fortunate, and I have to imagine that they have not. Not that I have been paying close attention. Oh, oops. I want to do that. Can I just win on estates? Yes, I can. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I went for the high roll, and I got the high roll. I didn't top deck Maroon, but it just worked out anyway. Alright, last one. We got Broker and Crucible and Student. Rafters Guild. Rafters Guild seems pretty good with Lackeys and Canal. Oh, Ferryman Poacher. Okay. The actions are going to be a little tricky here. Canal does make Broker worse at that too. But got villagers from Lackeys. I think Broker looks pretty darn good. Student doesn't look terrible either for copper trashing. It's not like you want to do that with Broker or Crucible anyway. So I think we open Broker Student. And yeah. Then I mean, Crafter's Guild should still help Broker give actions. It is going to be a little awkward. You got to get the favors and the actions, but Student will help with that somewhat along the way. All right, do we take Lackeys? Or do we delve? We'd probably just take Lackeys, right? Think. Yeah, I think so. Well, this is less than ideal. What do we want to top deck? We do not have an estate on top. So maybe we just top deck another Lackeys. Yeah. Well, we could rotate to... Do we want? don't know that we want Conjurer. Hmm. Maybe not. We kind of do. It's hard to say. I'll get a Conjurer. Alright, I think the top deck should just be another Lackeys. We could student, play Lackeys, play students. That seems fine. I want to rotate this. I don't know. I want to rotate that? Not yet, anyway. Don't want to trash state with students. We are going to have to get some money at some point. We could get another broker here. Not be unreasonable. Sure, why not? Okay, so we could just broker the Conjurer to hit price point. Or we could... Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm going to broker the Conjurer. Another question is, do we get a Sea Witch or do we get a Buried Treasure? I'm going to get the Buried Treasure. I have some money in my deck going forward. Okay, so... play a Lackeys. We could get a Lich here. I don't hate it. Alright, do we play the Lackeys first? I think so, because we want to find Broker. Okay, so student copper, broker trashing Lich, gain lackeys. We could go lackeys and cards. We get actions back. Whee! Okay. Now what? I think we trash the curse with students. And then we broker for coins. We get another lackeys back. And we buy another Lich? Question mark? Yes? Whee! We're gonna need more brokers. We've got favors. We can gain another broker with Crafters Guild this turn. Man, maybe I should have taken that conjure rather than the lackeys. I don't know. I didn't have very many villagers as a thing, but the midturn gaining with conjure is pretty good. Yeah, I probably should have taken the conjurer. I could definitely use the conjurer. Crafters Guild will help a little bit. But and I am thinking at this point, there's probably no reason to ever buy Canal, because it just hurts the broker stuff, and the broker stuff is too good. Something good in the trash to gain at this point, which is annoying. Maybe we trash like lackeys for actions, and then Lich for draw and get the lackeys back. That way we don't, like, Lich for actions is overkill. I wonder if there's any value in getting a King's Cache at some point to get to play more buried treasures without having to gain quite as many buried treasures. It's like, if you King's Cache buried treasure, it's like you have 3 buried treasures instead of 2. Something to be said for that. It is a little bit slower though. Yeah, okay. I think lackeys for actions. Lich for cards. Uh, da, 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 da. Hmm. Do we trash this estate? I guess we probably do. Take a copper back, and then we can get another favor, I suppose. We could play some lackeys to draw into that copper if we want 10 coins. I don't think we do want 10 coins. I think we want Buried Treasure Broker. But yeah, I really should have taken that Conjurer back. That would have been a lot better than just having that one extra lackeys. Mistake. To gain another. Oh, we can gain the Crucible. Okay. Unless they broker their Lich again and take it back. I guess they probably will. Well, potentially we can play Student on copper multiple times or something if we have to take copper out of the trash. Obviously that like kind of undercuts the whole value proposition from broker Lich for draw, but whatever. What's what we need to do? That's what we need to do. Oh, they did buy Canal. Okay, well, we can take a silver too. Did get the King's Cash. Okay. Um. We have a curse, a silver, a lich. We're a little light. Oh no, we'll have the lich. Okay, so we should just broker for lich for again. But we could. Well, no, I guess there's no reason. Never mind. Okay, so student, trash of copper, lackeys. We're gonna have to buy some, at least one province this turn, I think. We just trash the curse, or do we trash the copper so that we get? I think we trash the copper, and then. We could just double broker Lich for coins. That gets us to 12, 15, 16, 17. And we could just double province. Alternatively, we take actions here. We end up with 11. We go. Well, no, we end up with 12 because we have a copper now. We go province conjurer. And by that, I mean we have 13. We could take another buried treasure. Is that risky? They only have 2 buys in play. They have 2 conjurers. So that's 3 buys, that's 5 gains. I did want the conjurer, but buried treasure might be better. It almost certainly is. We can still use favors to get the conjurer if we want. Assuming they don't empty the conjurers, which I guess they might. In which case I'll be sad that I rotated, but... They've got the King's Cache Buried Treasure coming out, but they can't do it this turn. Oh, wait, I forgot about... Oh, shoot. I forgot about Crafters Guild. Well, but they still can't... That gives them, so 2 conjures, 2 buried treasures, a buy, and Crafters Guild gives them 6 gains, but they can't win the game based off of that unless they trash a lot of Lich for a state. Even then, surely they could only tie. losing tie. But I should have thought about that. We could be in a bit of trouble if we don't draw into a broker, which means we maybe can't take a conjurer next turn anyway. Scepter. What does Scepter do? Lets you replay Broker or Conjurer. So it is another gain, but it's, from that perspective, it's break even. The other thing is we have 2 Liches. We can just play one of them, potentially, if we're trying to end the game. It's worth considering. Broker lackeys for 1 action. It's so sad. Presumably they're going to get that scepter back. Oh, they're lowering piles. Actions? Oh, okay. Yeah, we've been working on the timer settings, and I will say, like, I do think we've been playing on the slow side here, but this doesn't feel like a game where, like, I am not sitting here thinking like, oh man, my opponent's playing so slowly right now. Like, it's a complicated board. There's a lot to consider. I have no, like, I have no complaints. Like, in the from a high level, I would prefer that, like, this match has taken 2 hours and 40 minutes. I would prefer that it would take like 2 hours, but, like, I don't know, sometimes it just doesn't. Do they have a win? Really surprised. I mean, maybe their goal is to, like, lower piles enough and then, like, take a points lead. They have 3 buys. Oh, King's Cash the scepter. I did not see that. That was a good one. Yeah, I think after our tier champs match, now we're even. I think if I just take that conjure out of the trash, like, maybe I win. Like, I think that was a really big mistake. I just didn't, like, I knew that the Broker Lich thing was going to be good, but I didn't really have the vision for how that would how fundamentally that was going to change my deck, and that going forward, like, yeah, I absolutely want this conjure, and I don't want to give it to my opponent. I think I was like maybe a little bit ahead. Like I was player 2, and they got an extra turn, but like I was maybe a little bit ahead because I was the first one who took the Lich. I think the Sea Witch was basically doing nothing. I wasn't like planning specifically to not get Sea Witch. I think in the end it wasn't an important card here. So I don't have regrets there, and I do think that that might have been part of the reason I ended up ahead, just because I didn't, spend a turn gaining a Sea Witch. But yeah, King's Cash Scepter is really clever. But if I had the Conjure, like, I think that would have just enabled me to do more stuff. I will say, like, the Canal thing, yeah, obviously Conjure being able to gain Scepter, stuff like that, like, it's definitely good. It's I don't know. It's unclear to me whether I should have gone for Canal or not. I'm not sure I had like a good opportunity anyway. And that is one of the downsides of not having gone for Sea Witch and having gone for Student Trashing, is that I was playing with minimal money for a significant amount of the game, and so then when I finally had money in my deck, now felt more like a luxury. But yeah, I think I still just think the big thing was I should have taken that Conjure, and then that would have let me do more stuff. Maybe that includes getting Canal. Like, Canal would have been more valuable with a Conjure in my deck for sure. Maybe it doesn't, but either way, I think it would have put me in a better position. But yeah, it was well played by my opponent. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, which is sometime next week, in the middle of next week, I think, against TMNKO, I believe, but I'll have to check my calendar. Anyway, until then.